how I started prepping for this, I went bird watching.
Uzo Aduba is a frickin' lighthouse.
You watch Uzo and you can see all the possibilities, and then you see her choose one and you're like, okay, yeah.
The power that it takes to play Cup is enormous.
The degree of difficulty is high and the level of artistry is higher.
What she's doing with this character is singular and special.
She is one of our great actors of this generation.
The early stages of the conversations with Paul had a lot to do with who she is and who are these people here.
When a character like Cordelia Cupp is on the page, that is something that an actor dreams of playing.
I didn't write Cordelia Cupp with anybody in mind. She just existed on the page and in my mind. Now that seems unimaginable to me because Uzo is Cordelia.
I was like, first of all, whoever is gonna play this is going to get a chance to literally play. And when I found out it was Uzo, I was like, yes.
Imperfection really was what was exciting and drew me to the material. We weren't talking about your standard Metro police officer. We're talking about someone who has a deep, rich fascination and hobby with bird watching. And we get a very clear understanding very quickly why she was, and she alone was called to handle this case.
That's Cordelia Cupp.
Who's Cordelia Cupp?
She solved the Ratzenberger case.
But you know who Cordelia Cupp is. You said in the elevator, you hope they weren't bringing in Cordelia Cupp.
What?
She's a little offbeat. She's unpredictable in that way. Hard to read, but definitely has many thoughts.
Cupp is very colorful. She's part intimidating, but also part sort of ironic sometimes.
For me, what I thought was interesting was the speed with which she thinks. Not just in terms of wit, but in terms of how much information she's able to fit into a single sentence. She does not miss a beat.
Do not tell me that this is all just interesting.
I'll admit it is interesting.
Go!
We knew for sure she had to have a unique, defined look.
She really likes to keep everything natural. The wig is very natural. She doesn't spend a lot of time with her hair. She prefers out in the wilderness. And so we wanted to give her something natural but low maintenance.
She doesn't necessarily fit into any space completely. And what's great about Cordelia is she's okay with that.
Cordelia to me was somebody who was very comfortable with what we think of as awkward silences, but for her are not. And that pre-existed the birding, but it turns out that it corresponds a lot with the comfort in silence and being patient and in letting things come to you as opposed to making them happen.
So now what? Do you have any questions for me? Anything?
She uses the elements from her birding experience very much so in her job.
I didn't start like, oh, she's going to be an avid birder and that's going to be a huge part of who she is and what the show is. It was just kind of one of these things like the more you learn, the more you're like, oh, that really feels right for who she is.
As quick as her mind is and as fast as she speaks, she never rushes into anything. And when I went out to go bird watching, there was the lesson of you never raise your binoculars until you know what you're looking at. Pro tip, Special Agent Park, you don't pick up your binoculars until you know what you're looking at. Through that exercise, I realized, no, that's how she operates when she's talking about falcons and how they work. I think she really identifies very closely with the behavioral patterns of birds and how they make choices from 3,000 feet up before they ever descend to the ground. That experience, I think, was a great break-in to the character.
I'm good with you asking the questions.
I was doing a scene with Uzo. She was interrogating me. And every once in a while, she would do this pantomime and she would say, look into my eyes and we're going to swim. And then I was like, wow, that is the definition of acting.
Watching Uzo is teaching me a lot about acting. She has this beautiful gift of being technically so prepared, but giving herself the freedom to bend and go in any direction, and she does it effortlessly.
She brought to her everything that I could have ever hoped for, but way more. She plays all of those things that Cordelia has with such brilliance, and the patience and the pace of things, her ability to kind of shift gears in a moment.
She is passionate, imaginative, risk-taking.
Incredibly gifted comedic actress, intense where she needs to be.
So talented and kind. She was always open and wanting feedback. She's a force.
Her talent is just so extraordinary.
It's been quite fun to be in her presence. She's never off. You know, it inspires you to rise to that level.
It's just been, in a lot of ways, a dream job for me, being able to observe her and to absorb her talent.
She's probably one of those actors who makes other actors better.
We all just kind of want to be good because she's there and she's being so good.
Uzo is someone you really are going to love and want to watch. How did she figure this out?
I don't know if I want to give away this secret.